Hello, everybody, and welcome back. First and foremost, I would like to say, holy shit, bit drops and gift subs and everything else. Jesus Christ.
Damn.
That was like level 10 hype train. That was amazing. Thank you so much.
You guys are amazing.
You guys are amazing. So for those of you that are watching on YouTube, more or less, a huge amount of support happened in between this hour and the previous one. And because of that, I was like, screw it. Let's do something cool for the players. Both players are going to have more or less 5E's idea of advantage. They're going to have 2 rolls this session where they're going to be able to roll twice and keep the better of the 2 results. They're welcome to do that. But also, we're going to give Kithul a nice old reroll right here for his intimidation check. Reminder, Kithul's likelihood of scaring away 1,000 people by going grumble, grumble, grumble is very, very, very slim. His plan here wasn't even necessarily to survive, despite what he was told to do by his chosen. His plan here was to buy time. So we're actually going to give Kithul a reroll here, but I'm actually going to allow Kithul to reroll with advantage. So let's let Kithul reroll and see what it's going to be, and whether or not, well, he just straight dies or not. So Kithul, I think he's Drake, what did you just call him?
One of 2 fave NPCs of the campaign.
One of 2. Well, who's the second one now?
Everyone can think it's their character. Just
no. 2 is everybody's favorite. They all love 2. Everybody loves 2. Definitely.
What?
All right. Yeah. 2. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
2.
right. Yeah.
Everybody
that's
loves 2.
2.
Yeah. Because 2 makes it so Neil's like this. He's just sitting there like, did you see what 2 just did that? Beep, beep, beep. All right. Let's roll with advantage for his reroll because Hype Chain just dictated it.
I don't want to look.
All right. Roll number 1. Roll number 2.
Oh my god. No, I can't. What?
Midori, thank you for the 33-month streak. Much love to Midori. Oh my god. You guys can, of course, try to luck this. You have the ability to maybe hit double digits.
I mean, yeah, I know. I want to try and.
I mean, we don't have a choice. I mean, a 6 is better than a 2.
We might be able to make it a 10. Well, at least then he might not die.
Yeah, as long as he, even if he gets beat up a bit, but he's alright. Just somebody roll luck.
Somebody's not you. So there's only one other person.
I just can't. I can't do it.
I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna. Oh my god!
Wow.
Fuck this shit.
This is amazing. I'm loving this moment right now. All right.
I hate everything right now.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. Let us jump over to the combat tab, as we don't know the fate of Kithul as of yet. So, so glad that Hype Train gave you guys all those rerolls. All right, let's see if we can get to a place that doesn't look terrible for everybody. Cool. All right. We have here... Oh, I didn't make that visible for everybody. Let me fix that little bubble there. Advanced, CC, boom. There we go. So you have, of course, the... and make sure you guys can see the name too. Where's name? Bam. So you guys have the Gish army of Malta, and you guys have the Riders of wherein, and you have the massive Haude Gwenh army that's right there. Now, because we have the Gish army is going to be controlled by Heathgart, that's going to be me. And inevitably, Tesh is going to arrive with the army of the Free Folk. So, cool there. However, we're going to actually allow Jake to roll for Neil today. This totally went extremely well for Pat when Mike rolled for him in Star Wars. For D&D before. Totally went well. Nothing went bad. Went wrong.
What are you making me do?
Oh, you're gonna roll for Neil. this session. You are wherein this session. So I'm going to give you access to Neil's character sheet. So when you have to make your checks. Why can I not? Thank you, Roll20. Thank you for giving me permission. Can be edited by 1 in Journal of 1. Congratulations. You just became a talkie boy. If Roll20 will click buttons. There we go. It's still night. Kithel bought time. But how much time did he really buy? I mean, as I said, they attacked not too long after sunset, not too long after the twilight hours. And you know that the other army will be here by dawn. They'll be a little tired because they would have been marching through the night. But hopefully it wasn't too long of a march, right? I mean, they weren't too far south of you. So even just a day of tired is not like marching across, weeks or months of tired, right? Either way, Kithel bought you time. How much time did he buy you? Well, he got a 20. And then he got a 7.
Chat's also saying you're missing something.
What am I missing?
Keep saying I don't think you've seen it yet.
Oh, no, it's all good. Yeah, we're all good. Everything's good. Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it.
What?
Yeah, it's all good.
Oh, Fortune's favor.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey.
Right.
That stands for Final Fantasy. That stands for Fast Forward. That stands for Fuck Frank, because Frank's a sexy boy. So, anyways, thanks, Naga. Thanks. In case we didn't know what FF stood for. Thank you, Naga. I agree, Josh. Chat is the worst. It's okay, though. You keep talking trash about chat. They'll have opportunities in just a couple of weeks to get you. Are you guys excited to mess with Josh, by the way? Like, jokes aside. Tesh, you might not know this. Did you know Josh is in the new campaign on Thursday nights?
I did.
Are you excited to mess with him in a few weeks?
I'm sorry. I started to watch. I don't have that many daddies, but yes.
Oh, I'll give you some. It's okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'll give you, but you have to be nice to Doxy. And Will's your friend.
Course.
And Will's your friend.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that means I'm gonna shit on Will as well.
I mean, Will's into it. It's a Canadian thing. So, anyways, my apologies. So no, you guys are good. So what I need you to do here is to roll and see exactly how much time had passed, how much time he had killed. Since he rolled the luck die, sir, Jake, could you roll me a 1d6 plus 1 to see exactly how many times he killed? How many hours he killed? Don't roll poorly. Roll the big numbers. He rolled poorly. So when things finally turn to combat, it's about midnight. You know that you're going to have to hold out as long as you can for the other army to join you. It's about midnight when finally you hear the cries of combat, the clashing of steel, little bursts of fire and whatnot happening from your balcony off in the distance. The two of you, ready for war, immediately, get to your positions, preparing yourselves. What's your name? Val, getting ready for when your army approaches from the south so you can join them, take command, and lead. You don't have to worry about the commands take over time because, well, they're soldiers that are designed for this, and you've done it before. So you don't have to worry about it. One, you're kind of just coordinating the battle up here with Lander at your side. Just trying to send word out, come back, and maybe to jump into the fray if you'd like. You're kind of the overview that we're going to get. Like watching a sports event, right? Down on the field of battle, we have, as you see on the map here, the approaching 1,000 soldiers of Haude Gwenh. The Gish of Amalta, well enough hidden, not too far to the side, and the riders of wherein, actually more accurately, put right outside the gates, getting ready for the attack. Unfortunately, the attack is happening now. You guys are going to try to stop them from actually getting to the gates, which isn't an issue. You probably want to battle them here in the clearing to keep them from getting too close. I need your checks to find out. This is your profession soldier checks to find out who finds out what about more or less order. So before you roll your professional soldier checks, I need you to tell me what your tactic is with the armies. I'll go first. You know that the Gish army is looking to surprise upon them, is looking to catch them off guard, so on and so forth. So long as they don't roll horribly compared to Haude Gwenh. Haude Gwenh is probably not even going to know that they're there, and they're going to get benefits for that being the case. What is your intention as Wherein to lead this the Riders of wherein?
How the fuck am I supposed to know? Wherein always does hit and run. I don't know that thing or what it gives me, but he gets like really good modifiers for like one turn.
He also has dirty tactics as an ability too. So if you actually look up mass combat, hit and run. Sorry. I tried to put a gate, by the way, on my my mic to make it so that my keyboard wasn't as easily heard, and it actually was working. And then it cut out when the Queen of Amalta started talking, and it was, oh, never mind, this is terrible. So let's see, hit and run is after the attack's resolved in the ranged phase or the first melee phase, the army may use a withdraw tactic with a +2, blah, 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 blah. So more or less you can attempt to run away if you have a ranged phase or first melee phase. To hit them and run away, you can't kind of do it over and over and over again. So that's nice. It's still +2. There's still the ability to kind of like hit them and retreat a little bit. So you can almost see them actually looking, because again, they move much faster than the other army, them actually attacking here, and then for that first ranged phase and melee phase, then retreating back to here, and so that they can't get attacked back. And then they're going to have to kind of like come up to them. And it's kind of like lead them into the trap that the Gish would do. So it's probably what your tactic is going to be. So that's a boon of yours. So your tactic is probably going to be what, all-out attack, or as they call it in the base one, reckless. So if you actually look as a reminder, sir, tactical phase, show to players, right here, you're going to do all-out attack most likely for your first attack. Kind of rush in, deal a bunch of damage, and run away.
If I do all-out attack, I can't. You can only reduce it by 1 or something, right?
Yeah, unless you want to do morale checks.
So why can I not see that? Where is that?
Why can't you see what?
No, it's my roll 20. It's being extremely slow.
In Dirty Fighters, your army uses trickery to gain unfair attack disadvantage, blah, blah, blah. For one melee phase, only one melee phase, your OM is increased by 6. 6. That's a huge boon to an attack. Huge. You can do that only once. So you can kind of do that all at once in that first rounds to really give them a swift old kick in the nuts if you want, and then have your allies attack from behind.
I've never studied this, so I didn't think I'd be doing it, but I'm just going to go with what you're saying, Scott, because...
Sure, no, that's perfectly fine. So do you like the idea of what I've described to you?
Yeah, I think it's good to try and hit him as hard as possible and then retreat, like to make them keep coming forward or whatever.
Okay. So sorry, you have to... I muted the mic just in time. I was so excited. I was like, press button. As a reminder, like I told you guys beforehand in the off, you already had Blessings of the Gods of War tossed your way. So that actually gives you guys the ability to use your luck dice for this entire chat. I think somebody else actually used it again, which means that you're going to also be able to use that for the next combat that we do, which is cool. But we don't want any more blessings like that because it's already been done twice. You guys also got Skilled Commander, which means that I'm allowed to use Daddy's dice. I have to check my pool and see how many it is. You also got the Chains of Erebel, which means the Army of Valoran, or more or less all of the people in Europe, make their morale rolls with advantage, but you suffer a ACR in damage. So more or less, if you want, you have the option to make your morale with advantage so your army doesn't disband on you. But more or less, you just kind of like, no, keep fighting, and it kind of like not necessarily the best situation for them. Let me make sure that that's everything that took into place here. Okay. And we should be good. Oh, you also got tight formation. Oh, and we'll deal with that other one afterwards. Cool. Awesome. So, anything else, boyos? Or are we good to move on?
No, you just tell me what I'm rolling.
You, sir, are going to roll Neil's profession soldier check while adding stuff to our dice pools.
Okay, so I'll just do the profession soldier first.
Yep. It's a really good roll. Don't forget, if you're going to roll for advantage, call for it in advance before you roll, okay? So that's actually a disgustingly good roll. Thank you very much, sir. We're going to actually have the Gish roll. Plus, this is going to be also a really good roll. And then we're going to have the Commander of Haude Gwenh roll. Everybody rolled well, okay? Everybody rolled well, but luckily it didn't. You didn't get defeated. So what this means is that you're actually going to be able to see the tactics of the other two. You already knew the tactic of the Gish because we just talked about it, but the tactic of the other army. So if you're looking at the tactical phase bit, they still have sitting on the front of the map there. That's actually going to be, they're going to do what's called a cautious advance. So they're actually going to increase their DV, decrease their OM, and move forward. So they're not meant to be too damaging. Oh, no. Flip side of that. They're doing an aggressive attack. They want to take you out quickly. My apologies. They're doing an aggressive attack. So minus 2 DV plus 2 OM is their intention. So I make those adjustments over here. And what you said that you wanted to do an all-out attack. So what I need you to do on your little token there, because you can control those tokens, right? You want to turn your red one into a 10 and your blue one into a 12.
Okay, so sorry, it was red into a 10, was it?
Yeah, and blue into a 12. And before we actually do this first round, we forgot to do something else too, because I'm a dummy.
The morale stuff?
Yeah, the one that you rolled
I
before.
can't change it. I can't edit it.
Oh, you can't? Oh, that sucks. I can do it over here though. So 10, and can you see those numbers though?
Yeah, I can see them.
Okay, as long as you can see them so that you know what you're rolling with. Cool. All right. I just did it for you. So that's going to be your all-out attack for your initial tactical phase. So after we do the tactical phase, which is deciding everybody's tactics. Also, by the way, you have the what are they called? Gish are actually going to be doing a cautious advance because they're hanging back and then springing forward last second. So just I have to make that count as a cautious advance. So that's actually going to give them minus 2 OM. So drops that to here, and then a plus 2 on their DV. All right, cool. After tactical phase, we're going to do our next step, because this is always so much fun, is our ranged phase. Ranged phase is used for literally ranged or to move forward. Remember, everything happens simultaneously. So I imagine your characters are going to stay, and we're going to allow them to move forward, which allows you to attack with the ranged phase.
Okay, is that the one where I can attack and then retreat?
You're not going to retreat yet. I believe you wanted to make sure you got to the melee phase first before you retreated. So I think with your ranged phase, because I don't think you wanted to use dirty tactics quite just yet. I think you're going to do everything, the big ones, over in the melee phase. This is more or less because they moved and you attacked. You just get a free attack right now. You're the only one doing it.
Mm-hmm. All right, what do I roll?
What's up, Zelda? How you doing?
All right, what are the modifiers for the ranged?
So if you look at the all
20.
attacks are going to be the red circle. So it's going to be that plus 10.
I'll make that
Let me make sure everything else is caught up over here. I've got all that in there. Tight formations applied. So it's going to be plus 1 DV. Okay, so you rolled a 14. Again, you are welcome to try to modify that 14. Because remember, if you look at, like, say, your own defensive value, which is pretty good because you're a PC character, it's a 12. You actually beat your own DV. So it's up to you if you want to modify that 14 to see if you can, do a little bit better. You can use a luck if you would like.
What do you think, Tash? Should I save it on this one, or?
How many we've got? 3, right?
I think so, yeah.
Come on.
Go for it. I say.
You also have for the whole, so your DV is actually 1 higher. So it's actually those are actually only for a round. So you and your ally have a higher DV for this 1 round. I just fixed it. Go ahead, roll your luck dice, sir. Let's see how many you have. You still have 6 left.
Oh,
what?
Okay.
Oh,
What?
damn. Okay.
It's almost like chat wants you to win this combat, or they gave me stuff too. So with your 3 total right there, that's actually going to give you the total of, my apologies, of a 17 against. They actually have a DV of 15. You dealt to them, sir, 2 points of damage. As a reminder, you are actually using all-out attack, so it actually gives you a +2 more. So you actually dealt to them 4 points of damage because you hurt them. So their HP actually drops by a bit, which is good news. Yay! So they take a nice hit for that one. Yeah, they take a nice hit for that one right there, and you do your damage. This then leads us to the melee phase. The melee phase are where things are going to get interesting. This is where you're going to want to trigger your hit and run. This is going to be where you want to trigger your dirty tactics. This is going to be where you want to trigger your allies attacking at the same time. But melee phases technically all happen simultaneously, which means everybody gets to attack. Okay? Now, just because there's kind of an initiative that's set for this round based off what was rolled, we actually have the highest initiative gets to attack first. So it's actually technically you, even though everybody gets to have their turn. So, sir, you get to go first. Roll your attack roll. Mind you, your DV for this 1 round is increased by 6, so your 10 becomes a 16, which I just did for you. And your hit and run gives you what, a +2 DV, or what was it again? Sorry. Hit and +2. Oh, sorry, that's morale, and then you get to run away. That's right. So you have a +6 on this attack. You have a +16 total, sir. You roll that attack roll.
Can I roll that with advantage?
Yes.
Thank you. So I just roll it twice. Okay.
Why did I say yes to this? I'm changing the music to combat music. It tends to go in my favor. Oh, God. Oh, that's funny.
Oh.
Okay. Barely that much better. Okay. 30 is
I will
crazy
also luck
high.
it. I'll luck it as well.
Oh, God, this hurts.
Yeah, good call.
33 hurts a lot. Jesus.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, God. I want you to describe this combat, but not just yet. Not just yet, because we need to have it all play out, and then I want you to describe this for me. We're going to have Haude Gwenh is going to spring up, and they're... Oh, not Haude Gwenh, sorry. The Gish are going to spring up, and they're going to do their attack. As they attack, they do 2 things. One, they happen to be expert flankers, so their attack value increases by 2 to a 6. And then they're also going to have, as they spring up, they're actually going to enhance, because they're all Gish. They're all Neil. Think of that for a second. 100 Neil. So anyways, all these Gish are going to... Oh, actually make them slightly smaller, just like Neil. There we go. So these 100 Neil spring up, and they rush forward, casting some magic onto their swords, getting all of them enchanted. All of them have that same blue glow to it, all of them prepared, as they run forward using different spells, tactics, as they're joining into combat. There's a combination of flashing metallic magics, as well as flashing lightning, bursts of fire, everything happening all at once. You can imagine just how they cut through it. For this first attack, as part of a Gish offensive tactic, they can do it offensive or defensive once a combat. They get actually a huge boon to their attack. They get a +8. So they're using a 6 for flanking benefits, and they get a +8 on top of that, giving them a total of a +14. 1d20/R. 1d20 +14. Oh, God. I also rolled well.
Can we use luck on them?
They're not PCs. They're also not your primary NPC, so I'd say no. That is a lot of damage. So minus, but they also get a minus. You actually did 2 more damage, don't forget, because you're all-out attack. But they also get a -1 because they're cautious attack. So I'm going to apply 1 more damage than what this is supposed to be right here. So that becomes 14. Okay. And then Haude Gwenh still technically survives, and they still technically get to attack. So I'm going to roll that, and then let's describe out exactly how this round played out, okay? So Haude Gwenh is going to do their attack. They weren't aware of the Gish attacking them from behind, so they're just going to turn and attack at Wherein riders. All right, Scott. Now is your moment of truth. Do it. Roll that natty 20, Scott. Roll that natty 20. Come on.
Don't you do it. Don't you dare.
Scott, roll that natty 20. Let's make it happen.
Roll that 1. I demand the 1.
Come on. Make sure there's no other effects happening that I'm not aware of yet. No? Good.
I'm giving you my curse.
No! That is terrible!
It worked! It worked!
Oh,
It turns out Neil steals luck, and I just inflict a curse.
I still hurt you for what is it, 19 minus 13, 6 points of damage. And they also were doing, what kind of attack were they doing?
Aggressive.
Aggressive attack, so it's actually 7. So that actually brings your health points from 16, because Raven's Riders were injured before, down to 9 HP. So Raven's Riders are very injured. But I will say this. That army is barely holding together. Let us roll our morale checks. And, sorry, you have to do a morale check to run away for your hit and run. And then we have to roll our morale checks, then we'll describe everything. Sir, your morale check for the hit and run, Wherein usually rolls with, we forgot to do it. Roll a d4 for his army. Because they got a boost of morale before. Because they won.
Yeah.
So I just need a flat d4 from that. Chat box is off. Chat box isn't off. Roll 20 chat box is off. No, it's not. It's good. Yeah. I don't know what he's talking about. It's all right there. I don't know what it means. You rolled a 4. Jesus, you have a morale score of 6. That's amazing. Sorry, nice. I was just trying to see what he was talking about. Cool. That's sexy. All right. His morale bonus is only a +2. He's not the most inspiring person. So why don't you roll me his actual morale? And I think you actually, for this hit and run, you get a +2 is it for it? Is only showing the Daddy's Dice GIF. Oh, the top of it. Yeah, it does that. Sorry, the first time a GIF is used in Roll20, you have to scroll down if it's a pop-out from Firefox. I just didn't notice that part. All right, so roll me that D20 +2, sir. And I'll roll for the other armies.
So it's +2, is it?
Correct, sir.
Didn't I? What did I roll before?
That was, it was a boost of his morale from last combat that he won. That was just, I forgot to add his bonus morale. That's your actual morale score as opposed to your morale check. Go ahead.
Okay, alright, so 1d20 +2.
Yep. That's a beautiful roll. You easily did your hit and run tactic. Move your army outside of melee phase and into ranged phase. So like this. I don't think you actually can move them, so I got it right there for you. So you're actually able to make it. So once again, they're going to have to move to you, and you're going to be able to fire upon them another free attack next round. This is the Gish's morale check. Easily crushed it. They actually got the same number as you, so it's good to go. This is the morale check of the Haude Gwenh army. They actually did win. I only have to beat a 10 for that check. So we're good to go. And then you have to actually make your morale check for your actual army's morale for this combat. This is same exact roll, 1d20 plus 2. The first one, just so you understand, you increase his morale score from the combat of last session. The second one was for you to run away, no problem. The third one is your actual end of combat morale check. Okay? Beautiful check. You crushed it, so your morale is still high. Your army is doing well. Let's describe what happened in this combat. Jake, as the army is rolling forward, you have the riders of wherein, with wherein at the lead. He's been leading this army for weeks now. He's learns them. He's learns their ins and outs. He even replaced his more injured or whatever ones with the ones that were still doing well from the riders of Varen, just to kind of keep his numbers bolstered and his soldiers doing well, no casualties. He's tired. He's been riding hard, talking a lot, and has a sore throat. And a gnome got his tongue. Despite that fact, as the army was approaching, he wanted to pull their their attention away from maybe stumbling upon the Gish of a Malta. He doesn't even know where they are. He just barely has rumor of the fact that they're here. But he hasn't had an opportunity to speak to them. They let loose arrows aplenty. They know these woods. They live in these woods. They built the home here in these woods. And so it was easy. They know where trees are without even having to see them in the darkness. And their arrows lands true. They deliver a decent blow, 4 points of damage, I think, to the army. But then, as melee happens, the riders, knowing that they're defending their home, go charging forward, crashing with the armies of Valoran, cutting through them like a hot knife through butter, cleaving through them. This is the fervor of someone protecting their home, protecting their family, their husbands, wives, children, parents. They have everything at stake here. They have nowhere to fall back to. And they certainly show it on the field of battle. As they're doing this, right as they're doing this, they do it just enough until they start to see the sparks, the flares, the explosions from behind, and a whole host, actually 100 glowing blue swords charging at the army from behind. It's like watching Jedi lightsabers coming in from the darkness. Just a whole host of these blue blades cutting through them. The Haude Gwenh soldiers don't know what's going on. They're being attacked from the front, still arrows flying into them, swords and horses, and then just being cleaved from behind. At that moment where they're most distracted, Rayron's riders turn and they retreat, holding back. Not retreating out of fear, not retreating because they don't know what they're doing. Retreating back because, well, they have dirty tactics. They set up a bit of a trap for those that are giving them initial pursuit. They run forward a bit and then bam! There's a whole bunch of sharpened spikes in the ground, catching a few of their soldiers off guard, a few little traps here and there that kill a couple more soldiers as they're going forward. Things that were designed very quickly, but just enough to be effective. They continue to retreat back and then set up their lines once again in front of their city. Their soldiers, maybe slightly out of breath, but certainly not out of vigor, as they stand there, swords at the side, arrows knocked at the ready, prepared for the next rounds. Almost daring Haude Gwenh soldiers to travel on. Haude Gwenh, don't get me wrong, they delivered blow here and there, but they were so caught off guard, they were so injured, their morale was low, their soldiers took a beating. I'm not going to tell you how many health points they have compared to what they did beforehand in numbers, but I'll say this in percentage. It's like 5? It's 5% health? They're fucked up. Round 2 of combat. Your DV and the DV of your companions drops down. This is the tactic phase. You are welcome to change your tactic if you'd like. We can talk about that in just one moment. Thank you for the bitty bit job, Van Sexel. I very much appreciate it. For the change of tactics, if you once again open up that page for yourselves, I'm going to open it over here for viewers. You were at all-out attack for yourself. You can, for free, change it to an aggressive attack. For free, keep it on an all-out attack, or you have to make a check to try to switch it to something else, like cautious or hold firm, whatever it might be. What would you like to do, Jake, with Rayron's riders? The check that you would have to make is technically a morale check.
I think we'll keep it on all out. Because they're looking bloodied.
They're looking beat to crap.
Then we're gonna try and take them out this turn if we can.
Beautiful. So keep it all out. You've retreated, got the line ready, but you're preparing. So as soon as those arrows fly, everybody's going to be riding in afterwards with the swords and meeting them halfway for combat.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Before we actually have you finish that, I need you to roll me your commander roll. I'm going to do mine for the Gish and mine for Haude Gwenh. Ooh, Haude Gwenh rolled very well.
Soldier check.
Yep, soldier boy. So Haude Gwenh knows what your intentions are. They can see your tactics. They can see actually the tactics of both you and of the other army. They beat the other army by only 9, so they don't get any additional information. They just know the intention. You also know the intention of the Gish. The Gish are currently at aggressive attack. They're going to switch from aggressive to all out. So they get to maintain their flanking, but they're switching to all out, which means they're OM. Because what were they beforehand? No, they were cautious advance. I'm sorry. They're going to switch to all out. That's 3 steps. So that's 1, 2, 3. 3 steps is a morale check for him. DC 25. Here we go. So still moves 1 more step in the desired direction, but you suffer a penalty to OM and DV equal to the number of steps attempted. Attempted 3, so he takes a 3-point penalty. So his DV goes from +2 to -2, and then a -3. So that sucks. So it's a -5 to the DV for him right now. That sucks. And then the OM goes +2, then -3, so it's just -1 OM for him right now. That sucks. So unfortunately, the Gish kind of hurt themselves trying to do that, but they still get their bonus for flanking, right? Okay, ranged round. The army, for its ranged round, is actually not going to... they were doing, what was I saying beforehand, aggressive attack. They're not going to move forward to attack you. They're actually going to turn their sights, their ranged phase, and attack the Gish that are adjacent to them. So I'm going to do that, and you're going to have to choose to either stay there and not do anything this round, or to use your range to move up into melee. Up to you. I'm going to have them attack. First, we'll have the commander of the Haude Gwenh, because they rolled higher. Their OM right now is the same, so it's going to be this. That's a 20. Oof. A 20 against an 11. I'm going to roll Daddy's dice, because I can. 24 minus 11 is 13 damage. Oh, I fuck up them Gish. I fuck them up. I fuck them up so tasty. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, I'm so excited. Sorry. Minus 13.
Oh, good. So we'll have a Malta angry at us that their people died.
No, it was their choice.
No, that wouldn't be it at all.
Yep, it was 100% their choice to be here. Oh my god, they did so much damage. All right, a Malta returns fire because they are also prepared with ranged weapons. But let me just make sure I check something really quickly before I actually say this. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. I know that they have that, but how does it work? The army does not... Yeah, I understand that as a resource, but it doesn't tell me what it does. Okay, so healing potions is a thing that exists in this, but it doesn't tell you how much they actually heal with the ability healing potions, which is annoying. As a healing potion is 10 BP. Each unit is equipped with several healing potions. At any point during the battle, but no more than twice, the commander can order his units to drink their potions. The army doesn't attempt an offensive check that phase, but heals hit points equal to twice the ACR. There we go, twice the ACR. That's beautiful. So their ACR is... going over here, 6, so they heal 12. So actually the army heals 12 health points, which more or less fixes them. So instead of attacking, so more or less they get instead of firing, he's like, no, never mind, hold back, potions, drink potions. And all of the Gish use their healing potions, which will remove the HP and MG from their character, from their name there, because they use both those abilities. So they're actually still doing okay. What did Rayron's riders do during this phase?
Before I decide that, are we supposed to be rolling for time?
Oh, yeah.
Because,
My apologies.
they
Yeah.
might show up.
I actually meant to say that. Or I said, oh, by the way, one more, but I forgot what that one more was. So time, just to be clear, and thank you, sir, is tactical phase is 1 hour. And then we're rolling for everything else. What is it, 1d6? No. Range phase is, so is this 3d6 plus 1? Why do I feel like tactical phases, that's just too much. I feel like tactical phase should also
like
just be 1 hour, right? So it's 2d6 plus 2.
Do you want me to roll that?
Yeah. You know what? We'll let Tesh do it.
Yeah.
What am I rolling?
2d6 plus 2.
2d6 plus 2.
Yeah.
Ooh!
Wow. Jesus. Okay.
Guess who's showing up?
So, well, because, it's spring, right? It's early spring, late winter. So, the nights are long. But we will have enter on the south side of the battlefield the free folk. And it's one of those things where you can imagine a little Teshy boy comes running out of the, not Tesh, sorry, what's his name there?
Valrin.
Val's like, hey guys. Oh, where is he on the map? Hey guys, I'm here. Out the front door. Okay. Don't worry. I'm coming.
Stops halfway.
I don't know if you can even see him on the little grid.
Yeah, I see him.
I'm coming! And joins into the army, right? All right, cool. So we'll have him during tactical phase. It doesn't really matter what your tactic is right now, Tesh, because you're not really doing anything. And we're going to have during the range phase, you move up considerably. And then during the melee phase, you can actually join into what would be the range phase. So if they survive this round, next round, you're actually going to be able to 100%... sorry, during the range phase, you move up. So the melee phase, you can choose to engage in ranged combat. So you're actually not at risk. Yeah. So, just so we know order of initiative, roll me your commanding check, which for you is... Thank you for the reminder, Jake, or whoever that was.
Which for me is...
Just looking for your commander check.
Oh, I don't know what it actually is. Yeah,
we have it over in your wartime table.
Yeah,
Your leadership roll, Val, is 0. Professional soldier 0. So you're rolling 1d20.
Right. Yep. I remember this became an issue last time.
Yep. So you just go last. That's all. Not a big deal there. So first things first. The first person to roll is Haude Gwenh. So you, sir, see Valrin ride out the gates, and you're like, "What's Valrin doing?" With a couple of soldiers, but you see him joining with the army to the south, and they're joining you. Ranged phase. Did you move or did you stay?
Okay, so what you're saying is for the ranged phase, I have to either attack or move into melee to be able to attack in the...
Correct. You have to use your range phase to move, just like how Haude Gwenh had to do that last round. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so can they attack in melee? Because they attacked, right? They attacked
in range,
phase,
and they can also attack.
They are engaged with an army, right? Does that matter?
Yep. It actually gives them bonuses. That it actually gives bonuses to, because you don't have flanking tactics as a thing, so you only get a +1 OM.
Okay.
The Amalta army actually has bonuses for doing that.
Yeah. I feel like one would stay back and just take shots, but this is Amalta and this is wherein. I'm assuming he would engage in melee again.
Yeah, I think he pride is one of his big downfalls. You know what I mean? And he would just kind of like push the so in the ranged phase, you push.
I mean, I could be going about that all wrong.
No. I honestly think wherein. I think wherein would join into this. Let's hold them here. We've already got them. We did so well last time. Let's finish this. Because if you think about it, all three of your armies are going to be able to attack simultaneously next round. So you use your ranged phase to get into melee. Boom, you're now there. And of course the other army moves their phase to get all the way up. Yay, they're going to be able to be in the ranged phase. So because of initiative, we actually have Haude Gwenh will go first. What did you roll for yours?
I'm after them. I rolled a 24. They got a 25.
Yeah. So
They also have to choose who they're attacking too, because they did
Correct.
turn and faced a Malta.
Correct.
So I'm hoping that they'll attack them again.
So they don't know exactly what a Malta's capable of doing. They know that they already pinned down a Malta a shit ton with their arrows and kept kind of a Malta at bay. So a Malta actually never stepped up into melee. They actually, they were in melee from last time, but they kind of like stayed back a bit. A Malta kind of like retreated. So they're going to turn their attention and attack you as the new person that's kind of coming up. So it's kind of like attacking whoever's attacking them. You know what I mean? All right, cool. So it was a you, then a them, then a you. My bonus is 10. For the love of all that is good and holy in this world, let me roll
You can
well.
wipe me out in this one hit.
I know, it's beautiful. And your tight formation's gone, everything else is gone, everything else is good. Cool. All right. I'm so glad that Josh gave me a skilled commander. Thanks, Josh, for calling you out. 16. 16 is pretty good. I'm gonna roll Daddy's dice. Because I can. 16, 19, take away 12 is 7. And I maintained my aggressive assault. That's 8 points of damage. No! No, you have 9 health! No! No!
Just.
Oh, no! Oh, God damn it.
And now, hi.
Oh,
League.
God. Okay, well, now it's everybody else's turns.
Yep.
Very first person to roll is going to be Rayron's Riders.
Yep.
So you said it was only the one advantage we got, right?
Correct. Let's go back to what your normal thing is. So you normally have a 6 OM. What do you have modifying for you? You're currently aggressive assault, which increases that by 4, brings you to a 10. And then the fact that you're flanking brings it to an 11. So you're rolling with a plus 11. Please, sir, roll a natty 1. Because it doesn't matter. You have 2 other armies attacking behind you. So roll a natty 1. There we go. Plus 11. Natty 1.
Plus 11.
In classic Jake fashion. No! Oh my God! Damn it! Oh God, that's so painful.
Damn.
27 take away 15 is so much. It's so much. I have to make a morale test. Oh my God, that's so much. And the free folk join into the battle with enough time to see the army disband. As the army is disbanding, what do your characters choose to do?
Can you take over as Raymond from here? Because I don't know. I'm too biased. I'm telling you. Because one would be screaming, he'd be down there, where's Cthulhu? If Cthulhu's dead, I'm gonna hunt every one of them down and kill every single one.
So your immediate
you're
concern...
going to have to take over. You're gonna have to take over, Raymond.
So one could have joined into the battle. Think about how many hours passed. One easily could have come down and joined the battle. I just don't know if you would have stayed back, because with Rayrin and Val down there, and Val could easily take over too. With Rayrin and Val down there, I didn't know if they wanted to use almost like a reverse version of what Vigil does. At least leave one of them safe.
This is one. This is
What do you mean reverse version?
Vigil only allows one of its 3 leaders to leave at a time, and the other 2 always stay behind the walls for safety.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so I was saying maybe one stays back for safety, and the other 2... Yeah, but one wouldn't do that. If it's one's turn to sit there and babysit, he's like, yeah, but I'm going to go get a pizza.
Can we, we don't have the resources to have prisoners. Can we, try and round them out that way? No. Valrin is going to be trying to manage the wounded and trying to help as many people as he can that way.
So immediately your intention is to kind of rally up the soldiers, kind of keep that bay, because you do have the resources immediately to at least POW for a short time being, because you outnumber them now. As well as Just hand over your wounded. We'll treat the wounded, so on and so forth. You're
Yep,
literally going to be the hearth.
Basically, like at this stage, the way he sees it is things are looking up in terms of the war as a whole. These are now going to be our people.
Yeah.
We might as well take care of them.
The good news, Tesh, because you don't know this yet, but one does from his previous session. There's actually a kind of like a church a church/hospital that exists in Haude Gwenh. They're neutral. They were not pro Haude Gwenh. They're not pro you guys. They're kind of neutral, and they actually did kind of like an act of like a treaty almost, and made like a pact to a small degree with one while he was there. So those are people that can, in theory, be teleported here to aid in this battle. These are people that are very familiar with treating the wounded.
Although one would not suggest that because one doesn't trust them. I don't even know, like, I don't nothing about them, but the fact that they said that. So.
Oh, I mean, but even to help with wounded, as opposed to.
No, because if you remember, they asked if I wanted them to treat any of the orcs or anything they got. What do you call it? And I said no, I didn't have them.
True enough, but these aren't the orcs. These are the injured of Haude Gwenh, is what I'm referring to.
Yeah, I'm just.
I'm not going to convince you either way. I'm just making sure that we're clear. Okay, cool. So either way, so yeah, so Haude Gwenh, there is Elliot dead. Why would Elliot be dead? He literally is with the army that just arrived. Like, hey, oh, okay, we're good. So anyways,
the Free Folk are like, what's the guy from Game of Thrones who showed up late and they called him something delayed?
I don't remember.
Does anyone know what I'm talking about?
No.
Well, that's
but so you, sir, I imagine one comes charging out like once you see like the battle's starting to turn to favor because hours pass to go and check on Kithul and make sure he's good. And Rayron's just kind of like, and so he's
managing his wounded because holy shit.
Yeah, he's just gonna go back and with the riders of Rayron to guard the actual keep itself in case there's some sort of tomfoolery going on. So, and one, you're gonna go looking for Kithul. So when you go looking for Kithul, you notice two things. One, as one is walking through these people here, he sees that they have surrendered. I mean, these are soldiers. Of course, there's militia and whatnot mixed in with them too, but these are soldiers. But they full-blown surrendered. Two, he is able to find the commanders. And the commanders are there, and not all of them are alive, but a couple of them are, like the lieutenants and so on and so forth. And so you can, of course, have conversations with them. But as for Kithul, fortune's favor does dictate that I have to leave Kithul alive. So Kithul...
Yes!
Is...
Thank you, whoever did that.
Kithul is a little beat up. He's a little injured. But he is alive. He is chained to the back of a horse with nice iron shackles and whatnot, and he was certainly being led around on the battlefield, but he, being Kithul, did not really disrupt anything or do anything. He stayed true to his word for what he was supposed to do, and he lived. He lived. So you actually do find Kithul there, again, beat up, injured, but okay. It's one of those, I helped them out as long as I could. I see the free folk joined. I hope it was worth it.
You've won us this day, Kithul.
He kind of nods. He's tired. He's exhausted, being dragged around behind a horse for over 12 hours and whatnot. But he stands and waits for the shackles to be removed, which I imagine one does in glorious fashion. Breaks those chains. And and Kithul...
I was going to say it, but you said it for me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Would you like to?
No, I was just going to say I'm going to break them chains.
Because you have that special axe, right?
Yeah.
Right? Designed for, you know. Anyways, so and then Kithul makes his way back to behind the Allied lines, weapon in hands, and a weapon that he finds in hands, and certainly a kind of like a solid look on his face. Kithul, the weapon that he picks up to head over there with. Beforehand, he was using... I just want to make sure we're on the same... he was using a quarterstaff before. He actually has transitioned from that. What he ends up picking up off of the ground is somebody's large maul or sledge or earthbreaker is what he ends up picking up on the way. He decides this is a weapon more befitting for him as he rejoins the allies and falls behind the lines.
One would give an approving nod.
From here, why don't we actually take a quick little break of what's going on. We'll come back shortly, and we're going to port ourselves to a different battle that was happening this day and the day before, far to the south, outside the walls of Vigil.
Don't you have like a hard out?
I do, at noon. It's 1.5 hours. That's why I want to do this battle now!
Oh, I was wrong about the time then. My bad.
Yep, 1.5 hours. Yep, so we'll be right back. BRB.